Yo, yo. Yo, what's up, man? Sean G, man. We live. The podcast was soul. I'm gonna change that intro music, man. I mean, it's all right, man, but I got some better. I got some better music, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure. Let me write that down on my to-do list right now, man. Change that today, man. We're gonna get that rocking. Change intro music.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Shout out to everybody, man. Welcome to the podcast with Soul, Sean G. Go on my website, gunbypublishing.bigcartel.com. You can get my hats, my books, my shirts is over there. Subscribe to my Patreon channel. I put a new post up today on Patreon, man. A nice little writing. Go over there. You got two options. You got the $5 a month option, which gives you access to exclusive content, videos, and my writings. And then there is another option that you have access to, and that is the $100. You can one-on-one chat with me, man. Well, we gonna rap. We don't chat. We do everything by FaceTime, either on Instagram FaceTime or WhatsApp FaceTime, and we get busy, man. We get busy. Nigga got that motherfucking Fed look. Nigga got that motherfucking Fed look. Sean G, man, live and direct, man. We're going to take off. Welcome to the podcast with Soul. Today I want to talk about something that's very personal to me, man, something that I got a lot of experience with, and that's battling drug and alcohol addiction. Those of y'all that done bought my book, Stigmatism in My Soul, Volume 1 and Volume 2, I go into that. I've even done videos on my other YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that channel as well, where I put all my calisthenics videos up. And I talk a lot about my battle with drug addiction, man. Starting to smoke weed in the 7th grade, and then eventually getting clean. I think I got high for about 8 years, drinking and drugging, and then I got clean at the age of 21. And never looked back, got clean, never relapsed, never drank, never got high again, and I'm 52. I've been clean 30 plus years, man. No drinks, no drugs. Let's go. So the reason why I want to get into this, man, is, there's a lot of people out here, a lot of young dudes, man, struggling. Older people as well, man. People, man, all around the world. Let me not just keep it on any particular demographic, man. A lot of people out here struggling with drug and alcohol addiction, man. And, it's much more involved than just telling somebody, oh, just quit. That is what needs to happen, but it goes much deeper than that, man. You know, addiction, um, it starts early, at least in my experience, man. And I've talked to a lot of people, um, battling active drug addiction. I've talked to a lot of people that have gotten clean. I've heard a lot of different stories and a lot of different scenarios on why people started getting high in the first place and where their active addiction took them. And, you know, so I got a tremendous amount of experience with this topic, man. You know, it's going to be different for everybody. But I believe, and one of the common things that I heard amongst a lot of the people, man, was that not everybody, but a lot, that addiction started early on in life, man. That you know, there was some issues going on within that individual early on in life. You know, there was some issues in the households that they were raised in, you know, that was going on early on in their lives. And, you know, as a result, they got into getting high, never intended for it to, blow up into full-blown drug addiction. You know, initially it was to fit in, you know, to have fun, to feel good, you know, to get down with the get down. But then at some point, they crossed this imaginary line, man, and you know, they never were able to go back to what it was in the beginning, man. And at least that was the case with me. You know, active drug addiction is mean, you know, and I guess what I want to tell everybody, man, if you find this video and you watching this video and you struggling with addiction, you getting clean, and then all of a sudden you relapse and you lose everything back, you know, and you're going through all of the ranges of emotions, the depression, the self-hatred, the self-loathing, the self-rejection, the hopelessness, the despair. You know, nigga Sean G is here to tell you, man, that you can stop, you can get clean, and you can change your life, kid. You know, initially when I started getting on back in the 80s, because y'all know that I'm fit over 50 and a nigga look good as a motherfucker. You see it. You see it. You see it. And I'm arrogant and I'm cocky and I talk shit and I can back it up. Get him, Sean. I started getting on in the 80s, somewhere around 1982, somewhere around in there. And it started off smoking weed and drinking. The kids I hung around with in my neighborhood, we would go up to the liquor store, up by the stores. We would hang around. We would put all our money together, $7, $8, $10, whatever it was, $13. We would go up by the liquor store, let one of us go and hang out in front of the liquor store. One of us, whoever was the biggest and who looked the oldest, and we would ask people who were going in to cop us a 6-pack or 8-pack of Budweiser or a 12-pack or a case. And we would take that and we would go to our spot and somebody would have some weed and we would just drink and get high and laugh and bug out and have a good time. And that's how it started for me. This was around the 7th grade, 8th grade. And what I discovered when I went from the 6th grade to the 8th to the 7th grade, because where I went to school at, Clifton, New Jersey, in the 80s, after the 6th grade, you went to junior high, which was 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. And then after the 9th grade, you went to high school, which was the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And what I discovered when I went from 6th grade to 7th grade to junior high was that a lot of kids was getting high, you know, and some of them were doing heavier drugs. I was only, smoking weed at that point and drinking. But, I quickly learned that, some were taking acid, mescaline, uppers, downers, rush. I mean, all kind of drugs, man. And, I never really was I was afraid, to do them other drugs, man. I really was afraid, but, eventually I got the courage, man, to try, and I ended up doing pretty much all of them drugs, man. And up until that point, I was an athlete. I played all sports. I was especially good at baseball. And, once I started getting on, man, getting high and drinking, man, and hanging out with this particular crowd, I stopped going to practice, because practice, once you get to that level, junior high, you playing baseball at that level, it's practice every day after school. And I ain't want to go practice every day. I wanted to get high after school. I wanted to drink after school some days, and I wanted to practice some days, but it didn't work like that. And, eventually I chose to not go to practice, and I just chose to hang out and get high, man. And that's when the juvenile delinquency came into effect. And, my behavior just got worse, and I sniffed coke the first time in the 11th grade. In high school. I'll never forget it. I had a job. I was pumping gas at a gas station, and I think I had bought like a half a gram. I forget how much it was. And I went in the bathroom while I was at work, and I sniffed it. That was my first time sniffing blow. And then once that was my love affair. That was really what I like to get high off the most, and that was the beginning of my end. And my grades suffered. I was always academically strong. Academics for me was never an issue. I can read a book, I can read a story, and that's even to this day. I can read a paragraph or article or anything, put it down, and I can tell you exactly everything that was in that book, that article. That's just my memory. That's just how my mind, I've always been like that. Math was always, never had no problem with math. So I was always good at school, but as my weed addiction and my alcoholism took off, all of that shit went to the wayside. Just got to scratch my ear there, y'all. Graduated from high school, 1987. Went down around this time in the 80s. This is when the crack epidemic, this is when crack came out. And, it just ravaged the whole world, man, especially the United States. I mean, it pretty much was the whole world. I haven't been around the whole world, but I know right here in the New York City metropolitan area during the 80s, man, crack brought this motherfucker to its knees, man. Word is born. And I tried crack for the first time, I think, in high school, my senior year. And I didn't get high. I didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to smoke it, but I didn't know how to do it. And so I left it alone. I just kept sniffing blow. And, I ended up graduating from high school. My mother enrolled me in college. Shout out to Morris Brown, man. Y'all see it. Shout out to Morris Brown, man. We on our way back. Shout out to Morris Brown, man. Historically black college in Atlanta, Georgia. My alma mater. It's the greatest school in the world. You know why? Because I went there. That's why. I enrolled in, college in 1987. And, when I got to college, a lot of the dudes on the campus, a lot of niggas, everybody was smoking weed. A lot of people was getting high. So, everybody was drinking, on a college campus. Drinking was, that comes with going to college. And, I fell right in, man. I was right at home. And I didn't mess around with the blow when I was down in Atlanta while I was in school. Made the honor roll my first 3 semesters, GPA above 3, all while I was getting high. And I remember in my freshman year, I used to smoke a dime bag of weed and drink a quart of Colt 45 or a quart of Mickey's every day. Every day. Smoke a dime bag of weed, drink a quart of Mickey's. They used to sell these Mickey's, quarts of Mickey's in a green bottle over at the, what was the name of that store, man? 5 Star over there by Clark Courts. I used to go over there and get me a quart. It was 99 cents. It was malt liquor, man. We used to get blazed, man. We used to get bent and smoke a dime bag of weed every day. But I was still, able to make honor roll. I always aced my tests, my quizzes. I was always on point with that. That was never an issue. And then I remember the summer I came home, the summer of 88. I came home. I went to work at the golf course as a caddy. And, making crazy money on the golf course caddying, man. And a couple of the caddies, kids I grew up with, one in particular, I'm not going to say his name, and then a couple other brothers was up there. And what we used to do, we used to caddy all day, then jump on the bus, the 191, and go to New York, man, and get high and drink and go uptown 160. Let me not say no streets and nothing like, because I don't know what they're doing up there. I just know what I did back then. And we go up there, we get us about a half a gram of blow, and then we would just sniff and come on back, get nice, and go to work. And my addiction progressed this particular summer, man, where initially when I was going over to get me a half a gram to sniff, by the time the summer was over, this was like in June, by the time August got here and it was time to go back to school, I was going over to get my own 8-ball or more to sniff for myself. That's just how progressive drug addiction and alcohol addiction can become. And I remember, man, sniffing so much that my nose would bleed, right? And then I was another one of the caddies was at the golf course. He saw me because we all was open, man. We all was open. At this time, I'm 20 years old. 1988. No, I'm 19. No. 18, 69. Yeah. I'm 19 years old. I'm 19. I'm 19. And, I remember when my nose was bleeding so bad one time, he said, "Yo, Sean, man, I see your nose is bleeding, man." He said, "Yo, mine used to do that too, but instead of sniffing my blow now, I smoke my coke now, man. I base." He said, "You should try that." And I said, "All right." And that was when the wheels began to come off. Man. And I went back to school for my sophomore year. And that was 80. Yeah, went back for my sophomore year, made the honor roll. I wouldn't get high as much in Atlanta like I did when I was here in New Jersey, New York. Came back home the summer of 89, and that was when the whole transmission fell out. You understand? You know, at this point, I'm just smoking straight crack, just smoking weed, drinking, and you know, I'm putting myself in dangerous situations. And you talking about Harlem? I'm running around in Harlem at this point, and Harlem in 2021 is nowhere near what Harlem in 1988, 89 was. We're talking about it, and you can look in the almanac. During this time in New York, there was over 1,900 homicides per year that was reported. We ain't talking about people that just came up missing and they didn't report. You look in the almanac and look at the number of homicides during the 80s, especially 88, 89, and 90. You talking about 1,800, 1,900 homicides a year. It was like 5-6 people a day getting killed over in New York. We ain't even counting Jersey and Southern Connecticut. And I was running around over there, man, and, you know, just by the grace of God, I'm here on this podcast, you know, sitting here to be able to tell my story and help somebody, man. So my crack addiction takes off, man. I go back to school, but now I'm down in Atlanta getting high too, you know, and it just got bad. It got so bad to the point where I wasn't going to class, dropped out of college, man. I was unemployable. I was done. I was a mess. I was 20 years old. Man. This is 1989, and I remember just like being disgusted with my life. I remember like looking at myself just saying like, Sean, what happened to you, man? All this promise and all this potential that you had, man, look at what you've become. And, you know, I just couldn't believe, you know, but at this point, my addiction is so deep, I can't even stop on my own. I mean, I'm trying to stop because I see I got a problem. I see that my life is in the basement and I'm trying my best, man, but I just can't. And I remember my mother, man, she was so, shout out to Georgia Gunby, man. Georgia Gunby's still alive, nigga. You looking at her, you see it. You know, she was so hurt. My mother was so hurt, you know, that she had invested all of this money in me and all this money in college. And here I was, man, you know, a full-blown drug addict, man. She was hurt. And, you know, I remember the day I got clean. It was October. My clean date is October 16th, 1990, man. Check me out, man. I don't smoke no weed, nigga. I don't smoke no weed. My clean date is October 16th, 1990. I haven't had a drink or a drug since then, man. I'm clean. I got a drug-free body. That's why I look as good as I look, nigga. You see it. I remember October 15th, 1990, man. I think I had just come off of like getting high for like 3 days straight. Cause I was a binge user, man. I could stay clean a week, 2 weeks, and then I would try to celebrate. Something good to happen, I'd celebrate, and then I'd get high for like 2 days in a row. No sleep, no nothing, no food. You know, that was my thing. And I remember coming off of like one of my binge users, man, and I just was like, I was so low, y'all. I felt so low. You know, I felt so hopeless, man, in despair that I had called the girl I was dating at the time, well, she had left me, as she should have. And I called, I said, listen, man, you got to call somebody and tell them to come get me, man. I need some help. And that was the first time that I ever admitted that, right, you know, I had a problem, right? Because I was too, you know, that was a sign of weakness for me to admit defeat. You know, I never could do that. You know, I never wanted to admit that something was beating me and I couldn't beat it. But with addiction and alcoholism, you have to admit that you're beat in order to beat it. That's how you win. And I gave her this number, this place to call, and this place called Coalesce, man. It was up in Smyrna, Georgia, man. Shout out to Coalesce, man. They saved my life. Coalesce saved my life, man. They called them. I called them. I told them, I said, yo, I got a drug problem, man. Y'all got to come get me, man. And they came and picked me up that same night, man. I never forget the brother that came, man. His name was Nate. I'm not going to say his whole name. He knows who he is. And he came. I remember my mother was there. My ex-girl was there. And I was a train wreck. And my man came, and I was going to a 28-day program, inpatient. And you know, he came, he spoke to my mother, we spoke in my house and shit, and then, you know, he was like, all right, Sean, you ready? I was like, all right, you know, let's go. And then you know, we got in his he had a Jetta, and we got in the car, man, and it was just me and him. And he looked at me, he was like, yo, Sean, you know, what kind of drugs were you using? And I told him, man, I said, yo, man, you know, I'm smoking weed, drinking, you know, and you know, smoking crack and shit, and man, and you know, when I told him, right, it was like a big backpack full of cinder blocks, man, was lifted off my back. You know, it was like a release. It was like a freedom, like when they let you out of prison, man. When you come out of jail and you walk out and you feel it was just so relieving, man. And he looked at me, he said, yeah, Sean, me too. He said, I did that too. And I've been clean for 4 years. And I looked at him, man, homeboy was healthy. He looked good and shit. And I didn't believe him. He said, yeah, man. He had his watches on. He was clean. He had a nice, his hygiene was up. At this point, my hygiene is down. I'm not getting no haircuts. You know, I done sold all my jewelry, everything, you know. So I'm looking at this nigga like, man, this nigga lying, man. He was like, nah. And the more we started to talk, the more I began to know that he wasn't telling a lie, because he began to express to me, you know, the things and how you feel when you use, see, because an addict knows another addict. You see it, you spot it from a mile away. And I remember I looked at him, man. He said, Sean, you gonna be all right, man. And I looked at him, I said, man, it's gonna be all right, man. He said, yeah. And a tear rolled down my eye. And I hadn't cried. I had become so numb by the drugs and the alcohol, man. I hadn't cried in years. And the tear came down my eye, man. That's how hurt I was, man. And he took me up there. They checked me in. I was 129 pounds, man. I was 129 pounds. This is in 1990. I'm 21 years old. I'm 21. Yeah, 21. And I stayed up there. I did the 28-day program. They told me to get out and go to aftercare. For 60 days, I did that. They told me to make meetings. I did that. Whatever they told me to do, I did it, because I was so scared to get high again. I was so scared to drink again, because I knew what it would do to me. And I knew that, you know, I didn't want to do that no more. I didn't want to live like that no more. I didn't want to do that to myself no more, man. So I did everything they told me to do, man. And I got involved, went to meetings, man. AA, NA. At that time, they had CA, Cocaine Anonymous. And I went to all of the meetings every day, sometimes 2 meetings a day. and was in a halfway house. I did the whole thing. Whatever they told me to do, I did, man. And, I haven't gotten high since, man, and my life changed. I had dropped out of school. After I got clean, I was clean about a year and a half. I went back to school. My mother, she said, Sean, you want to go back to school? Georgia Gunby put me back in college, y'all, after I got clean. Shout out to Georgia Gunby, man. You ready to go back to school? All right, now, because if I pay this money, now don't you be going up there fucking around and I'm paying all this goddamn money. Shout out to Georgia Gunby, man. And I went back to school. I was a junior at this time. Got right back on the honor roll. Made the best grades of my life because my mind was clear. Honeys was on my jock. I got more kitty cat than I ever got before. Because I still look good, you know what I'm saying? I still was that nigga. It didn't matter. I was still that nigga. I hit the wrong button, y'all. Nigga got that motherfucking Fed look. Went back to school, finished up my degree, graduated in 1993 with my Bachelor's of Science in Accounting from Morris Brown College. And at this time, Morris Brown College, historically black college in the state of Georgia, it's the only college in the state of Georgia founded by black people for black people. Morehouse is not, Spelman is not, Clark is not. There is no other school in the state of Georgia that can truly and really say that they are a black college other than Morris Brown. And at this time, Morris Brown graduated more black certified public accountants than any private school in this country of its comparable size. It was known as the Black CPA Factory. And I was one of the top accounting students in my class. And you can ask them, you can call in, ask them. They'll tell you, that nigga Sean, they'll tell you, say, that nigga Sean was smart. Graduated, got my degree, and, I never got high since. I don't drink today. I don't get high today. I don't do that, man. That shit, I did that self-destruction. I did that to myself, man. I did that to myself. I was blaming everybody, though, man, while I was getting high. See, one thing about an active addict or an active alcoholic, they not gonna blame themselves, man. It ain't their fault, man. It's everybody else's fault but theirs. Everything that's going wrong in their life and the reason why they drink and the reason why they get high is somebody else's fault, man. And that was my thing, man. I blamed, not having a father in my life. I blamed that I was black. I blamed that my people was in slavery. I blamed it on Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. I blamed, the white man. I blamed my girl. I blamed them niggas over there. I don't like them. I blamed them. I blamed everybody except the man in the mirror, man. And I didn't get no help. And I wasn't open for any kind of help. And I didn't help myself until I looked in the mirror and I blamed that nigga. And I got clean. I stayed clean. I'm still clean today. And, just want to let y'all know, man, that, if you getting high right now and you drinking right now and you want to stop, man, you can. You really and truly can, man. I'm living proof, and I can't tell you what's going on with you. You know what's going on with you. You know what the problem is. You know what the issue is. And only you, you can talk to people, go to meetings and listen. That was a turning point for me, man. When I was going to the meetings, the AA meetings and the NA meetings, and I was hearing people, Jeremy Jacobs, man, shout out to Mama Gunby, man. I was going to NA meetings and I was listening to other people, man, tell their stories, and it made me, I identified so much, man, and it made me feel like, man, I wasn't alone, I wasn't by myself. And I think that's why a lot of people continue to use and continue to destroy their lives, because they believe that they the only ones going through this. They the only ones that feel like that. Bad information, bullshit. You ain't the only one. You know, hold on a second, y'all. Let me get this right. You know, we all are human, and we all are living this human existence. And, you know, we all got these lives, man, you know, that have their ups and downs, that are synonymous with the universe, peaks and valleys, rain and sun, storms and calm, nighttime, daytime. You know, we all have these lives. And, you know, that's what my story was about, man. And, you know, I don't use, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't use, you know, I get with honey sometimes, you know, we go out, they drink. I don't got to drink, you know. I go to a barbecue or whatever, a party, and everybody's drinking to get high. That ain't got nothing to do with me, man. I don't do that because I play the tape all the way through. I play the tape to how I was feeling October 15th, 1990, man. I never forget that day and how I felt. You understand? And I ain't going back there because goddamn nigga got that motherfucking Fed look, man. What? Nigga got that motherfucking Fed look. You hear it? You hear it? You hear it? You hear it? Not that one, this one.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
And I just can't see, you know, and you know, I'm already rapping with Lil Sean about the dangers of drugs and alcohol now, man. And he watches my videos, so he know. And you know, it's gonna be, he's going into the 5th grade, so he's 10 years old. So I know in the next 24 months to 36 months, when he gets 13, 14, and he starts going to junior high, you know, he gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna already know, you know, that, man, my dad told me all about that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, my dad told me all about that, man. And at that point, he's gonna have to make a decision, man, you know, and my hope is that he sees the light. You understand? I'm not even gonna front on myself and fool myself to think that maybe he won't get on to try it and check it out. But I hope that if he were to experiment with it and see it, you know, he come to the point like, nah, nigga, this shit ain't for me, man. You know, and my mother drank. My mother drank during my early childhood years, man. She was a functional alcoholic, man. She used to drink. She used to get drunk as a motherfucker, man. Shout out to Georgia Gunby, man. Yeah. Yo, she used to get drunk, man, be playing that Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder and who else she be playing in the crib, man? The Doobie Brothers. Oh, man, it was Lionel Richie, you know, and you know, it was a sight to see, man. I miss my mother, man. I really miss my mother, man. Shout out to Georgia Gunby, man. But guess what? Georgia Gunby's still alive, nigga. You looking at her. You see it. You see it. Yo, this is the podcast with Soul, man. Help somebody. Everybody that's in this live is 24, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Every one of y'all know somebody that's close to you that's struggling with alcoholism and struggling with addiction. You send them this video and they going to be real defensive. They may get loud with you. They may snap on you, but you say, listen, Sean G told me to send it to you. Nigga, I ain't sending it. He told me to send it to you. And then when they see this part, they going to know what it is. I remember I used to get drunk, man. I used to get drunk, right? And I remember one time I got so drunk, right? I'm down in Atlanta. I'm probably about 19 years old. I'm so drunk, right? I'm smoking weed and I'm so drunk. I'm driving on the highway. I throw up on the windshield. I throw up on the steering wheel, on the windshield, on the speedometer thing. I can't see nothing. And I'm on the highway doing like 50, 60, 70, right? Man, shout out to Sean G for throwing up on the windshield, right? I'm drunk, I'm high, I'm all that. This is like toward the end of my addiction. This is like when I'm getting ready to almost quit, right? So I take my shirt off and I'm wiping the windshield, I'm wiping the steering wheel. It's throw up all in my lap on my shirt. And my girl is at home, man. So I'm like, man, what am I gonna tell her when I walk in this house with no shirt on, right? With throw up on me. So one thing about active addicts and active alcoholics, man, they are tremendous liars, man. We are tremendous liars, right? And we come up with these lies that we actually think that the people we tell them to are believing this shit, but they really looking at us like, man, what the hell is you telling me, man? Warhol had the dope throw up, man, the dope throw up. So I go in the house and I think I told her I got into a fight and the nigga ripped my shirt. I forget what I told her, man. But that was one of my things. I used to drink, man. I was a real beer drinker. And I used to drink MD 2020 a lot when I was in college, that Orange Jubilee, that MD 2020. You know, I get a honey to come over to the room. I lived in the dorm. I give her some MD 2020. I drink some MD 2020, and then we have a wrestling match. We have a UFC match. Check me out, yo. Check me out. But you know, the alcohol was just as it's even more of a monster, man, because you know it's legal, and you know it just was a crazy time, man. But I'm glad I survived it. I'm here, fit over 50. You know, I look great. I survived my active addiction. I enjoy a great recovery. I've been clean over 30 years, over 3 decades of being clean from drugs and alcohol, so it's possible. One of the greatest things I've ever done in my life was to get clean. At the rate I was going, what I was doing toward the end of my addiction, I was soon to be ended up dead. Had guns pulled on me. I've been in some dangerous situations, robbed at gunpoint. Just when I look back on it, man, it sends chills to me, man, that, you know, there was some times where there was a higher force that protected me when I couldn't protect myself, man. You know, they said God takes care of old folks and fools, man, and I was truly a fool, you know, during my active addiction, man. And but we don't do that no more. We don't live that way. We chilling like Matt Dillon. We ain't robbing, ain't stealing. We got the dopest podcast ever. Go on my website, gunbypublishing.bigcartel.com. Get both my books, a shirt and a hat. Thank you in advance. Go on my Patreon channel. Please subscribe. You could buy the $5 a month joint. Try it for $5 for 1 month. If you don't like it, you ain't got to come back. You just don't come back and pay. But I'm sure you're going to enjoy the content for $5 a month. Or if you want to buy it for the whole year, instead of paying $60 for 12 months, if you buy it for the whole year up front, I give it to you for $55, nigga. I give you $5 off. Check me out, man. And I appreciate all of y'all, man. Hope y'all like the podcast. Thank y'all for everything, man. I'm in the process of preparing, trying to put a new conference together, so that's going to be coming up soon. Sean G. Let me open up the phone lines, man, and see if anybody want to come in and rap. The phone line is open, man. Let me put the phone number up so y'all can see it. Maybe somebody want to come in and rap, man. If you want to call in and talk about what we spoke about, feel free, man. What happened here? What did I do? All right, there we go. Phone line is open, man. I'm going to see what's up with y'all, see who want to call in, man, and see what's going on. Sean G in the house, man. This is the podcast for soul, man. This is a buffoonery-free zone. So all of your buffoonery, you got to go to them other places where y'all do that at. We don't do that here. Shout out to everybody, man. What's going on, man? It's 10 o'clock, 10:07 East Coast time. We live, we in Jersey. I see my fan in the back. I got the dope fan. Those are all my shirts over there. That table right there, all of my shirts, my merch is there. Those are, what's in those boxes right there? Oh, that's stuff from the conference, some shirts people gave me. I still ain't wore them yet. I got to open up my books, some more shirts. You know what I'm saying? My camera's over there. I got books over. I got stuff all over there. So this my house operates as my Tariq Zudi. Tariq, what's up, baby? Zach Moody in the building. This operates as my studio, my living room, my TV. We watch the Mets right there. You know, we do it all here, man. It don't never stop, man. We make do with what we got. You know, we believe in ourselves. We stay confident. We don't never quit. We don't never give up, man. So international calls. I don't know, man. Call up. You if you can call in, call on in. The phone is up. Phone is up, man. Phone is open. If you international, call in, man. Call in. Phone head, man. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? What logo is that right there? Y'all see that logo? Y'all see that logo? That's that brand, man. I done built a whole brand, man, from nothing. And see, look at the story I just told y'all, man. This is how beautiful life is. This is how beautiful life is. Sean G, the podcast was so who's calling?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, what's up? Who's this?
Yeah. I want
Some sucker calling in, y'all. This is how beautiful life is. That you listen to the story I just told you, right? Of where I was at 19 years old. And you heard the whole story. And then look at where I'm at today. Author of 2 books. Was a millionaire. Made $1 million, a real millionaire. A real one. A Patreon channel. A t-shirt line. Hats. A podcast. Another YouTube channel with over 80,000 subscribers, which should be probably 120 by now if YouTube wasn't jerking me. an active father in the life of a 10-year-old boy. I'm the best father in the world, man. Can't fuck with me. Can't fuck with me. Best father in the world. My own apartment, my own car. I paid my insurance, my PSE&G, my cable. All of this equipment you see, I bought it. Built a brand. I have a brand. Fit over 50. No medication. No high blood pressure. No diabetes. No cholesterol. No, man, don't you make me pull this shirt. Man, I'll pull this shirt off. Don't you make me pull this shirt off. I look amazing. I look good. My mind is good. You can hear my mind. My spirit is good. My spirit is at rest. We make comebacks, man. We make comebacks, man. You know, we make our lives what we want them to be. And whatever your story is, wherever you are at this point, even if it ain't got nothing to do with drug addiction or alcoholism, you got something else going on, sex addiction, or you're addicted to a toxic relationship. You're addicted to a fucked up marriage. You're addicted to this job that you hate. You know, you're fat, you're overweight. You know, you got food addiction, you got shopping addiction, whatever it is, no matter where you are, you can change from what you are, what you don't like. And if you don't really like yourself, because I tell you, man, during my active addiction, man, I hated Sean G, man. Man, let me say that shit again, man. At the end of my addiction, man, I hated Sean G. Live and direct, podcast with Soul. What's up? Talk to me, man.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Is this Sean?
Who's this?
Yeah, I want.
See, and when you all that, when you nice, like I'm nice with mine, you got suckers like this. This is a dude. He ain't focusing on his business. You know what I'm saying? Or his life, trying to prove. He calling it. This is what he do, right? Calls into, you know, to try to throw me off my game. Nigga, my game tight, sucker. That's why your relationship with your girl is off, man, because look at how you get down, man. But whatever your situation is, this is my homeboy right here, yo, Jordan, what's up?
What's up, Sean?
What's going on, man? Yeah, listen, man, everybody on this podcast, man, this is my man right here. I need y'all to do me a favor, man, and go to his YouTube channel and subscribe, man. He is a friend of the channel. That's his YouTube channel right there. I Got Next. I want y'all to go there, man. Subscribe, support him. Came to my conference in Miami. Good dude. Jordan, what's up, man?
Yes, sir, man. I want to say a couple things. First and foremost, thank you for the courage and speaking out about your prior addiction, and it takes a lot of courage for one individual to come out and talk about that thing, because a lot of people just hold back and don't really share the story to empower somebody else. So I want to first and foremost say thank you for doing that.
You're welcome, man.
Coming from my father was a full-blown alcoholic. He's been sober 13 years now.
Shout out to Jordan's father, man. 13 years clean, man.
My dad George, he like I said, he's a full-blown alcoholic. He's been sober 13 years. So you know, growing up in the household, you see some things and you don't forget things as a little boy, as a younger individual, but going to meetings, I actually went to meetings myself, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, because I had a little like a little issue with smoking marijuana for when I was like 17, 18. You know, that's all I would do. That's all I would do. I would smoke two, 3 times a day. That's all I wanted to do. That's really what all that drove me and motivated me was to do that. So during that time, I would go to meetings, you know, here and there. My dad, he would help me out, and I would talk to a lot of the people in the rooms and gain some information and really see how bad people's lives were. You know, you hear the stories and then you compare them to yours, and you know what I can say is I'm grateful that I've never gotten to the point where I was really down bad and like I said, I haven't smoked weed in over 3 years now.
Shout out to Jordan, man. 3 years clean off the weed, man. We don't smoke, man. I don't smoke no weed.
No, hell no. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to come in and talk about. That you know, you hear people's stories and people really were really bad and down, and people really have a lot to share, and they uplift and they uplift and bring other individuals up from when they were really down. So thank you again, Sean. I'm loving the podcast. And thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yo, Jordan, thanks for calling in, man. Shout out to Jordan. I'm going to holler at you later. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, y'all. I got next. All right, peace, Jordan.
Peace,
man. Peace. You know, Jordan made a hell of a point, you know, of what kids see in their household, because I saw drugs and alcohol in my house as a kid, man. I remember seeing my father smoke weed and smelling it and couldn't wait to do it because I saw him doing it. So, you know, we got to be mindful of the things that we do in front of these kids, man, because we are their heroes, man, and they're going to do what we show them what to do. You know, they are a malleable piece of clay, and you can shape them and mold them whatever way you want to. And Jordan, me too, man. I saw some things in my household, in my building, you know, and that stuff impacts you, man. And, you know, some people choose to drink and get high later on in life, man. So, you know, you never really know, man. You never really know. But that was a dope call. Shout out to George, man, for getting clean 13 years, man. Yeah, man. So this is the podcast, Big Neff TV. Yeah, Big Neff, wild liquor stores and school zones, King Cobra Coke. Yo, I used to drink that Coke 45. I used to drink OE. I used to drink Schlitz malt liquor bull with the Red Bull on it. With the Blue Bull. Then they came out with Red Bull. I used to drink that, Ballantine Ale, Private Stock, all that. Yep. My family owned Apton Liquors in Newark, Irvington, and Belleville in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I saw it every day for 18 years. Children rarely fail to emulate adult role models, good and bad. That's right, man. And that's why I was making those videos, you know, I don't smoke no weed, man, because a lot of these kids, their first one of the major influences in their life at this point, man, is what they see on social media, Instagram, YouTube, and music videos. And they see these rappers and all of these people on here smoking weed, and they get the impression that if they want to be successful at that they need to do what they see these dudes doing, man. And that's bad information, man. You know, and a lot of these rappers and these people on these social medias, man, that's just one 58-second snippet of their life, man. They have other, you know, there's other things going on that could be directly related to what they do, you know, what they do, man. So this has been a dope podcast, man. And see what we do, man, this is the brand. Stigmatism in my soul and that fed look, man, is the brand of authenticity and the brand of truth, man. So when you know yourself, and when you accept yourself on a deep level, and when you know yourself on a deep level, then you can love yourself on a deep level. Sean G, I'd take this shirt off, man. I'd take this shirt off, man. Man, say something I don't like, I'd take this shirt. I got the best looking chest in the world, man. Y'all saw that 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups video, man. Y'all saw it. You see it. Man, you see it. Yeah, Big Neff TV in the building, man. It's all right, man. Everybody that's in this live right now, you got to hit the notification bell. I know, I don't, the only time you're going to get this notification bell, y'all heard it? Slow down, Sean. Slow your ass down. Hit the notification bell. The only time you will get a notification from me for this particular channel, the majority of the time, is when I go live. So if you want to catch the lives from the beginning and get involved, this is how you do it. And I want to thank y'all in advance, man, for coming through. We chilling like Matt Dillon ain't robbing, ain't stealing. David Andrews, children rarely fail to emulate adult role models, good and bad. Check them out, y'all. Stizzy in the building. Stizzy in the building. Dr. Detail in here. Y'all see him. Yeah, man. So I'm chilling, man. Stay in touch. Until next time, I'm gonna probably have that new music next time too, man. So we'll be able to this music it ain't bad, man, but I got something better, man. I'm gonna download something better, man. But peace out to all of y'all, man. Go out here, destroy your day, destroy all the competition, stay ready, be determined, be focused, stay away from the suckers. Don't let nobody rent space in your head. Anybody causing you mental confusion or infecting your mental space, man, cut them out your life, man. Get them out your life. Sean G, the podcast was sold. Peace out. See y'all next time, man. Man, Jay Brown said he liked the music, man. It sounded like a real radio show, man. Check him out, y'all.